My daughter is a special child who is, I do not know if you all know what is a cerebral palsy, and she's a quadriplegic female child. So when she was born, she was extremely premature with the low weight. So the doctor said she will not survive for a day, and then they said she will survive for 3 days. But by the grace of God, we are going strong, and she will be 30 in few years time. That is it. And because of her, I came into the field, and what I realized when the doctors diagnosed her as such, they said she will um, live as a vegetable and nothing else. So at that time, we didn't know what to do. We said, okay, whatever best we can do was what we were taking care of her as such. And today she has finished her 10th, the NIOS exams, and more than the certificate and the exams, what I feel is she's able to understand what is happening around her, what is going around in the society, and follow the TV serial or things like that, which is more important. And than doing a job and living as such. Yes, physically she is much more challenged, but as a person, she is a lovely person with a good smile and a very sociable person. And all this could happen because of the teaching aids and also because of the environment that we created for her. So that is how I came into this field, and that is how I realized teaching aid is something which can help one and all, not just anyone, even a normal person. Like I have worked with more with the special children and the special needed disability children, but what I've realized is it can help anyone and everyone use. But maybe to be thing, the uh, teaching aids used for a normal child can be once and twice and they may progress, whereas with our special children it has to be repeatedly used, so it has to progress and to show that they are doing well. Another thing what I want to say is, since here the group is mixed, like I do not know like how many are parents and how many are special educators and how many what. But generally, so I'm talking here generally so that anyone and everyone can use it in a different way. And as you are growing and as you know in the society, we are exposed, you will come to know that there are many children, they have a disability in some way or the other. It's not that all of us are 100% perfect, all of us are doing very well. So the depending on the need of the child, depending on the need of the person, we keep using and creating the things. So to briefly tell as a technically as an introduction, here is a thing: teaching demands broad knowledge of subject matter in all horizons, complete curriculum with standards, positive and caring attitude with enthusiasm, and a desire for learning and techniques of classroom management, and a desire to make a difference in the lives of young people. See, here I'm not mentioning as a special child or a special anyone and everyone. And again, the research has shown that Finland in Europe is doing very well with the education with the children, because they do not force the children to learn. It's only the play. It's only to the play and exposure and exploring the things, they learn better. So these days with and now it's because of COVID, even otherwise most of the children are secluded. Most of the families are single families with one child. So what happens, they do not have a sibling, or they even to go to a neighbor's house, we have to make a call on a thing. So it was not so earlier when we were small children. We could go eat any house, play anywhere and drink any water, and we were healthy. But here now, I send my daughter to the neighbor house, I have to send a water bottle with them. The lifestyle itself has changed so much. So the exposure and the play is not happening. Play is something where a lot of learning happens without knowing. You learn a lot of vocabulary, you learn a lot of gross motor, fine motor developments happen. So like when you come to the school, we realize that many children are not able to write the fine motor activity. That is because the gross motor itself has not developed. So where will the fine motor activity happens? So these are the little things which we as a parent may not understand, and later find it difficult to handle the situation, or then again they say you go to a special school or go to that, go this. I mean, so many things are advised by many people as many things. So to start with, I'm starting with the very child, a newborn child, or a primary school or before that, so that how the development happens. I mean, most of you know how the development happens. The child is 3 months or 2.5, start giving a smile, and that's the milestones. That is the regular milestones which has to happen to every child and everyone. Yeah, to continue with the other part of the thing is this, which you all can read yourself. And am I clear and loud enough? Am I clear and loud enough?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very clear.
Okay, fine, thank you. So here what happens is, when a child is very small, we first things we teach them is greetings, recognizing that their own names. I have seen in my own family, one child, when he was admitted to the school, he was at home, he was called as something else. So when he went to the school and he was registered as his name, he was not responding to it, because he was not knowing that his real name is this. His pet name was what he was aware of. So it took some time for him to realize, and in the family they said, no, call him by his real name, don't call the pet name. So it happens, the small things, but we just overlook the things for the development. Then recognizing the family members, recognizing the family uh, group, parents, generalizing. Like, say, like I just show that recently I saw one video where the child is, a 7 months child is playing a peekaboo. I mean, cover your face and take out, and they were playing it with the father. So the child was very happy playing it with the parent. And suddenly, when after a week, when the father started playing, it started crying. When the father's voice is heard, he is happy. But when the remove the cloth on the face, the baby started crying, because earlier when the father was playing with the child, he had a beard and a mustache and everything. And for some reason, he has removed it, cleanly shaven, and come back. So the child did not recognize him and started crying. But his voice was soothing a child. But the moment you see the face, the child was thinking he's a new person and crying. So this is something, the generalizing, and the child has to expose themselves is to happen. So many of the children may not know the day and the night difference. As a small children, all the babies, but gradually they learn it. But for some, it may not happen as such. Then the narration of the events when they come, and also to express their basic needs: happy, hungry, pain, or something. See, like for example, if I have to talk about my daughter, when she gets hurt, sometimes I was taking her in a wheelchair in a very early, and the wheelchair was not appropriate for her. So her elbow was touching the wheel, and it had wounded her hand. But she was not crying. And when I positioned her, I noticed that there was blood oozing out. Then I realized her neurology system is such in her body that the pain transmits to the brain much later. It's not like us. If a mosquito bite, immediately we react. I mean, the sensors immediately send a message to the brain, and the hand comes back and hit the place where the mosquito is sitting. Whereas for these children, I mean, special children, if they have a neurologically developmental delay, then it's difficult for them to have a sense. By the time they realize, they're already wounded. So that was the first thing. So like this, every day is a learning when you have a special child, or even any child you have. Every day is a learning. Every day the play is different. Every day the thing activities are different. So these are the things which I've got to note and see where the development is happening and how it's not. So even when they go to the school, the greeting or the crying, the social, the children who are exposed are socially happy to interact with the children and play. Those children who are not in a joint family or not exposed to the play, they do not know to share, to say please and thank you, because it's taken for granted. And this I've seen in many birthday parties also, when the children come, when the some game is organized, and if they don't get a prize, or if they are not the first one, they start crying, because they have not learned to lose. They have not learned to wait. So a return gift is given as a prize, and then they're consoled. Many times it has happened in my family itself. Well, like, so these are the small things, but which has to be noted to develop them. And then the labeling the things, like small things like nouns. I mean, that is the time then language develops with the child. The language has to develop. See, like one research has shown a child babbles at the age of 6 months, 5 to 6 months, like papa, the frontal lips closure, and they start babbling like papa, papa, mama, and all those things. So they say papa or mama, whatever. The research has shown the child, the baby has listened to that word minimum 3,000 times or more to utter that word. A normal development child has heard that word minimum that many times. So we can realize how many more times a special child needs, or how many more times a learning disabled child or a special child needs. So when the family doesn't interact with the child, or the parents are very busy working and the single child is left in the care of ayah, I mean a caretaker or a TV, they are very quiet. So they hardly interact. They hardly know. They may just repeat the words meaningless. They may just say something which is not relevant, because they have not been taught how to talk, how to go about, how to interact, how to mix with the people. So socialization is something very important for one and all, to learn and develop the language. And only when you have a language, you have a interaction, or you can comprehend what is happening. See, when you have a 5,000 words uh, in your dictionary, or in your mentally you have learned that many, you can comprehend that much, but your output will be only about 2,500 words or about 200 words. Like, and this development also happens very fast between the age from the birth to the 7 years. So that is the time they learn, pick up many languages, many things happen, and explore. And that is the time, if they are deprived, any normal child also can become a special child. So the exploring and finding out, like now the questions like what, when, where, this is they have to master it by the age of 4.5 to 5 years. The child has to ask all these questions. If they don't ask this question, then there is a delay in their learning. And also they have to, that mouthing, all this, see, like we have seen children who are much older is doing mouthing or biting the nails, all this nervousness, because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to go about. So then comes their problem with that. So here I can show you certain teaching aids, what I use for a very early children who come in, like, yeah, after this introduction, can you put my face on that? Like, can I come on the screen? Can I come on the screen? Yeah, yeah. So here I have a thing, which all of you know, this is a pack of cards. See, this I'm showing you how to use as a teaching aid. This is a pack of cards which I have taken. So this, the children always learn the names of the colors, shapes, and vegetable names, fruit names, their names, and all those. So because of that, I've taken this as such, because it has only two colors. So we introduce only the red and black in this, because there are red and black color. So I can just give this a few cards to the child and say, make a separate group of black and red. And a little child who can recognize, I can give the four shapes. There are four shapes in this pack of cards, which is a heart, spade, calaver, and the diamond. So the four shapes, if I give to the child, I can teach the shape and ask them to put it in a grouping. So that is one see, with the pack of cards, which is locally available, cost effective, and which is every house and every child can play with, like, you know, so that's it. So if the child is a little bigger one and have learned the numbers, I can use this to teach. Only thing is, I take out the card A and replace it with 1. So because there is no 1 in this card, so I place it with 1, and then all the things. So she can learn from 1 to 10. She or he can learn from 1 to 10. And then the same numbers I can ask before, after, you know, just placing the numbers before going to the writing. Then the same cards I can use for the descending order and the ascending order. And the same cards I can use for addition, like, the small numbers within 10, like 5 plus 5, 4 plus 3, whatever. I can use the sign and use it. I can multi-purposely use this child. And again, if the child is a little bigger than that, I can use the same cards as a season. See, there are 4 seasons in a year, and there are 4 types of cards in this. 4 families, which we all know. And there are 365 days, and if you count all the numbers together, it becomes 365. And there are 13 weeks in one season, and there are 13 cards in one group of one family of these cards. And again, you can give a queen and the king, the 2 cards, or a jack and a queen, or whatever, and then ask them the 2 differences between those cards. So what is the difference that 2 cards have? Find the 5 differences. Like, those are the activities the children love. So this, which is readily available. You don't have to spend. You don't have to make anything. Which is readily available, and use it in a multiple way. And the same thing we can distribute if there is a group of children, like 4 children. Just give them 4 cards, and then show them the face wise the 4 cards, and then ask them what are the numbers. Everyone show the cards and show the numbers, and then they can recall what are the numbers you had and what is the number the other person had, and then get back. Their memory increases. Then they can relate it to the shape or a thing. Suppose if I just tell you an example, like a dog, bike, street, you may not remember it much time. After some half an hour, I ask what are the 3 words I told you. You may just say, yes, dog, or maybe dog, and street and the bike, maybe forget. But if I tell the same thing, a dog was going on a bike on the street, you will remember it for a longer time. See, you picturize. So the learning happens. There is a Chinese proverb, as you say, you hear, you forget. You hear and see, you remember a little. But you hear, you see, and you say, you will remember for a longer time. So those repetition is something that we look forward for all the children. Any doubt here? Anyone? Hello, anybody has any doubt?
Please unmute and ask if you have any doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, Raji Vaidishwaran.
No, I said it's clear.
Okay. It's clear, you said. Okay, fine.
No, anything you can ask me, like, or jot down the thing. So the other things are like, see, sometimes.
One question, since you gave the freedom to ask.
Yeah.
So this card technique, the one that you just demonstrated, you start at which grade?
See, it is for the playgroup children. See, like, the age is not a boundary for me to use this card. See, there sometimes biologically the child is 7 years, but mental age is only 1 year or 2 years. So depending on the age and their learning ability, we use the teaching aid. See, sometimes the age is something and the development is something. So that has to be par with together. Otherwise, the learning goes slow.
Okay. The reason why I asked you this question is, how to sandwich this, these activities as part of the curriculum. It's since you also said it is not just meant for the special children and also for normal child. So I'm just seeing a scope or an opportunity to introduce such methodologies or activities at the school level.
See, at the school level is something like a primary, like first UKG and first standard, they have the counting, they have they learn. See, each school syllabus are also different. And some schools I have seen, like, they're teaching tables at the UKG level, whereas some schools they're teaching addition and the subtraction in the first standard level, single digits. So for that level, you can use these cards easily.
Okay.
The small numbers, single digits.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And also, see, like, the other thing is this, the mental age of the child also should be there. And as a play, they learn faster than as a lesson. When you bring a book and a pencil, it's very difficult to make them sit and learn. They say, not now, or I want to go to the toilet, I want this or something. So when they see a game, they are much more interested and they start learning into that.
I agree, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So there was another thing, like increase the vocabulary of the child. These are all, see, mostly today what I'll be talking is all for the very small children, like the primary section. Okay. the very small ones. So like see, like there was a child with whom I was working and they were not able to, closure of the lips was not there. And I will again mention that I'm a special educator and I work with the special children. See, this I've noticed even with the normal children, the closure of the mouth is not there. When they're listening, the mouth is open. They're breathing through the mouth. So it becomes difficult for them to pronounce or get the right sound of the letters. So actually there is one, I'll show you that later. See, like this activity was made only for the pa sound. Pa is the closure of the lips, and this was made only for the pa. All the pictures in this, majority of the pictures in this start with P letter, where you have to close your lips. Yeah. So this is how, like, to get the right sound, sometimes we make a sound, like to develop the language. This is one activity where I can develop the language of the child. And this is also one activity where the closure of the mouth also happens, or the right sound of the word is also pronounced. See, the more the vocabulary, more the comprehension. The more the comprehension, then comes the
But
expression.
with that picture,
Huh.
with that picture, how do you say that they are able to close their mouth? And can you just give an example from that one of the pictures or something?
Yeah. See, like here is a picture of a potato. Potato, you have to close your lips. See, there is a, see, as a speech therapist, if we go, what happens is they will concentrate more on the speech. Whereas here we, as a special educator, we are more into the speech, the language development, and also as an education part or a physiotherapy, like all in one, or multiple tasks are done as a special educator, because handling of the child in the classroom is much more than the therapist handle the children just for 45 minutes or 30 minutes. So here is a, see, pearl, parrot, pencil, pen. All these are the first sound of the pa sound. Then again, I'll have a list of the pictures of middle pa. See, sometimes the children, when they're talking, you must have noticed, the first sound is very clearly said. Suppose it's, I take example of pa only. Pa, they say very clearly, but if it's the middle sound, they are not able to say it properly. Like puppet, puppet, like popcorn, like the middle pa sound. Whereas some are able to say the initial sound, middle sound, but the end sound they're not able to say properly. The pa, like dip, tip, rip, whatever. I mean, like many of the pa ending words. So depending on the child base, we develop the teaching aid. And many of these activities are readily available in the shop. But what I find is they are not, they're generally used, like they are not mainly for this particular activity or this particular child. So that's what I mean by that shop and making is a different one. So here if we go a little ahead with the children who are learning ABCD, like alphabets, the first standard when they learn. See, it always starts with, and I always feel the children should always learn with the picture reading. Picture reading is something very, very important for any child to go about. I'll show you. See, here is an advertisement. I think it's clear enough. Everyone can see it. It's a picture where it's a advertisement from a magazine. See, I think all of you can see what's happening here. Somebody can also tell me what's happening in this picture.
She's ironing.
Yes. Yes, she is ironing, and the cloth she is ironing is burning. The smoke is coming, and somewhere in the next apartment, somebody is fighting.
She's watching that.
Yeah, she's watching that. She is forgetting what's happening in her house, and she's watching somebody else's fight. See, this is all. We have not bought a purchase date, or I have not taken. It's just taken from the some old magazines which are readily available, where you learn to scan the picture and see what is happening. So that is something we have to learn or teach our children at a very young age. And as you all have noticed, the very beginning, the very small storybooks which we read for our children has a very big picture and very small lines at the base. Most of it is picture oriented and very colorful, bright pictures, because that attracts them and that gives them the story. And the lines are very small. And as they grow, even the textbooks are also like that. In the first standard is more colorful picture, big picture. And gradually it becomes, the picture becomes small, the color goes to black and white. And later as they go to the high school, the picture is completely taken out. It's only the written words. So this is gradually weaning away. Like how we say, like you learn to see the picture and then you will relate it much more easily. So pictures have a lot of power to teach anything. So like here to just, I'll show you one more thing. See, this is one picture. You'll, I think most of us children learn with the CAT, KAT, BAT, MAT, PAT. So this is one picture like that. So what comes to your mind when you see this picture? Anyone? What is in the picture?
Radha, you have to unmute.
Cat on your mat.
Sorry. How many 80 words can you make with this picture?
Cat is on the mat.
Yes. So the same thing, see, like I have one more word, the fat cat. I think it's a mirror thing, so it's looking ulta. Otherwise, the fat cat is on the mat.
Cat on a mat, yes.
Yeah.
So that's how. So it's a fun way of learning. See again, see I have another picture where the AN comes. Yeah, any number
And
of.
yeah, we could see, yeah.
Man is standing under
Man
the
holding a pan under the
fan.
fan.
Standing.
See that way in a much more simpler way. Yeah, a fan and a
Pan.
a fan and a pan for a man. See here, one thing what we have got to notice with the children also make a meaningful sentence. Yeah. Yes, anyone? ET words. Get a net for the pet. Get a net for the pet.
Get the net.
Is UN words?
Run,
Is,
sun.
yes. It's fun. Is it fun to run in the sun?
Yes, yes.
So the thing is here, these are the first words, AT, UN, EN. I mean, these are the first words they learn in the classroom. So in the classroom, when I use this, teach them these letters, I ask them to come out with all the words. Like suppose 80 words, maybe 10 will come. On the blackboard, I can write all the 10 words, 80 words, cat, mat, bat, sat, bat, mat. So then again, I ask each of the children to make a sentence out of it. Like each child makes a sentence of their own, like sat on the mat or mat is on the ground or whatever they want, they say orally. So the teacher writes those words, and then if the child is better or much more capable, then we ask them to use 2 of these words and make a sentence. So like that we write. And then after that, we ask them to develop a story of using these words. And at the end of the day, they learn so much and they have fun in the learning also. I mean, it can happen one-to-one or in a group also. See, it's another activity where I have all the B words in this. It's only the B words I have for all the children. I mean, for each letter, it's differently developed. Whereas here, I have only the B. Like a boy, ball, basket, bird, bee, bus, bear, boy, whatever, bench. And again, the same things. We can play a game of a TikTok with the same words or the different words. Like we are all familiar with this game, like the circles and the crosses we use and play, right? So here I have a TikTok with the pictures because the child is not in a reading level, it's only in a picture level. I was always, first we learn through the objects, from object we go to the pictures, from pictures we go to the black and white, color to the black and white, from black and white to the line pictures, and from line pictures then only we can start writing the letters. I mean, that is the way every child learns. So here we have a TikTok, so here we say like, yeah, boy, button, bag, or bulb. Yeah, bear, bulb, ball. Like, you know, we have a 3 words like one cross, like. So the child learns this way. It's all in a fun of a game, like the child can learn. And also we have something called, yeah, I think I will go to the slide for some time. Can we go to the slides? Can we go to the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just doing it, yeah.
Okay, forget it. You can share the PPT. That's not an issue with me.
Okay.
That's okay, fine. See, we also can develop the small age group children scrapbooks. Scrapbook is something you visit a place or you like something, and then we collect the pictures and make out of it. So this is like one of the, so that they remember for a long time, and whatever the child says, so those are the words which is written. So this is something like the child goes to your center, some picnic, and they have a pictures in that, and the child does the drawing, or if the child cannot do whatever, we help them out to draw, and that is remembered for a longer time. So, and also the thumbprints, what they saw, and then create. So these are all the activities which everyone does, but it has to be done as per the child's need and as per the child thing. And then again, any topic we take, see, like a higher class children would take a project works and then go about. Whereas here, as a project work for a primary school child, what we do is giving them to something to learn about sports and games. So here, the indoor game, outdoor game, and then the child has to write a few lines about it. Like, so it makes a lot of sense, and then they know what is the game and what is the how they play and what's happening. So like developing these books and scrapbooks are something which is very, very effective. And the very early age, we have a lot of this find the odd one, the beside and the pronoun, prepositions, all those words without mentioning anything about the grammar, we keep teaching them. Like these days, even the children magazines like Magic Pot or Twinkle and all these magazines also have all this kind of activities brought into them. Then I can show you, yeah. This was one story. Stories books are something which all the children enjoy listening to and they like. Storybooks are, yeah, here what I'm going to mention is this Panchatantra stories were written by Vishnu Sharma because he was supposed to teach the 4 princes. When the Raja called him to teach, I mean, many teachers came and they said they cannot teach him. And when Vishnu Sharma came, he said, okay, I'll teach them. So when he was interacting with them, what he realized was these children were mentally challenged children. So their learning was different. So he taught them everything through the stories. So that is how the Panchatantra stories came into the use. So here was one Panchatantra story in the 3rd standard level. 3rd standard, level, one child was having the story, and he was a LD, learning disability child. So what we did was, he was very good in drawing and creating the things. So we made him do the drawing. So many of his lessons are converted into the story. This is one story I'm just showing. So this is the story of unity. So here is a thing, what you call a tree and a lot of birds, which the story you all know. And there the hunter want to take them and then spreads a net. And also here we have put some rice grains and all. And when the net is spread, the birds are caught in that. And once old bird will say, like all of us together fly, will be able to escape. But each of us separately, we will not be escape. So the child, they all together fly together and they go up in the sky. And then one of their friend, a mouse, helps them to cut it, and they are all free birds. So this is one story, and this was the lesson in the 3rd standard, which the child was doing this as an activity, and he learned the story, and this story he'll never forget because he created it. So many of his English stories we created like this, so as to make him understand to go about. So again, here is another activity. What is just a slip of paper and a cardboard where I don't have to much of money or anything. So for any word you can use it. Like, see, it's like A, E, I, O, U, the vowels. So if I just put one letter, the second letter, it's see, pat becomes pet, pet becomes pit, pit becomes pot, pot becomes put. So I can just change, keep changing, and then the whole number of words he learns is different, and also he learns this, just change one.
Can you keep it closer to the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, pat, pet, pit, pot, put. The all I, E, I, O, U, like, you know, those vowels are taken, and the P and the T are stationary. Like, so like this, many of these activities give, so as to change one letter and it becomes a new word, and then the vocabulary is increased with the child. And sometimes this, just by the words the child may not relate. So in those cases, we have a V, and I just put this, see, like here I put sha words, like this is celebrating, like, you know, those are the 3 letter. Later when they go into the much bigger letter, like suppose if I give a word like hippopotamus, so the child will not be able to write it as together. I mean, it's such a big word. Or Independence Day, like, oh, it's so difficult. So I break it in deep. I mean, like, celebrate and the whole word, hippopotamus, like, you know, you can write. So in the same way here, what we do is, we either when we write in the class book, we write it with a color code so that it's easy for the child to remember, like the color coding, celebrate the initially, and then gradually we wean it out. See here, for example, here I have a sheep, and a picture of a sheep is at the side. Sure. See, because of this thing, I think it's like all the one picture is the shell, sheep, shop, sheep. All these words are there, and along with the 3rd circle, I have a what do you call picture of that word. So this is how we start, and then gradually we change it to this level where no picture is, only the word, and these are used for a long time. And the same technique, I can use it for a 7th standard or a 10th standard child, where the war of Panipat, war of Maratha rule, or war of Aurangzeb, or whatever wars all happened, that all the dates and the instance is written in the first thing, and then so when he rotates, he gets the right thing, and we know that he's doing learning it by heart, or which for the exam wise. The same thing, same wheel is used in a different way for a different classes. And here also we do one thing, we just put one horizontal line, and all the wars that whichever thing they won is all in green at the top, whichever they lost is all below the line in a red, so that the child knows these are the wars, all the red colors, the numbers, this year we lost, this thing they won. Whatever they have to learn in the history books, they get to know that in a nice way. And also, yeah, again going back to the say like singular and the plural, like I'll give it here, like leaf, the spelling, how it changes, the spelling rules, again we change it and show it to them in a different way. This is yeah, elf, helps, leaf, leaves. It's clear? I don't know the word. The calf, calves. Singular and plural. Like, it's just sometimes the child has not seen all this. So when he sees this pictures, he will remember it for a longer time. And then this for the letter writing also we use the sandpaper. Sandpaper. See, the children learn through 4 methods. All of us learn through 4 methods. That is VAKT is what we say, like visual, auditory, tactile, kinesthetic, VAKT. So visual is just by looking, like what you watch. Then the audio is listening. Tactile is the movement. And tactile is touch and the feel of it. And kinesthetic is movement. So the child learns these 4 methods. So depending on which child learns in which way, the teaching material is also adopted. Because there was a child who would be always looking outside the class, but he would answer all the questions because he was an audio learner. He was so good auditorily, he was learning it so well that he could answer any question, but he was not listening. See, that same child, when I remember, see, when you show him an apple, he wouldn't know that it's an apple. But you ask him the spelling of apple, he would say APPLE, apple. So like this kind of things happen with many children. So those are the times that this picture, vision and the reading both together make help them. Is it making sense, or am I clear, or you want any change here? Hello?
Radha, you need to
Yes,
unmute
sir.
and
Yeah.
say.
Am I clear, or
Yes,
is
ma'am. Yes.
you think it's useful, like it will be good for you all, like I don't know, because it's, I don't know the group itself. See, this is one where I'm showing the word like nourishment. So how I break the word into nourishment? So
Ma'am, the camera is not proper. We couldn't see the.
N. It's N.
Yeah. Little to the right, to your left. Yeah, correct.
No, these are the techniques we also learned, like, when we think back, we don't know so many things, how we learned or who taught us how. So sometimes that is always puzzles me. Many a times before teaching a child, I always think, how did I learn it? Who taught me this? But my memory is not so good to remember those things. I don't know. So, and most of the things what we learned was also through the play and the interaction with the friends and reading books. And those are the things which are missing with this generation. And these children are really missing out a lot of things because of the high tech. So we do come to the high tech also. This you all must be knowing, like, yeah. There is, then as gradually we increase the vocabulary, we go into the next stage that is called homographs and homophones. So it's here, it's very clearly written. Homophone is the same sound, but the meaning is different. Is it clear?
Yes. Ma'am, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think the way the child learns is different now? So there are a lot of difficulties, or is it because the teaching is different now that the child experiences difficulties?
Teaching is styles are also have been different one, and the children's interest is also different, and the brought up is exposure is also different. Each child. See, there was a, if I have to come back because you're referring any other child, there was one child who had come for a therapy with me. He was a 12-year boy from Vellore. Somebody had referred them to Bangalore and they came to our center. So that boy was not speaking. They were very rich people, and the father was a big show, some good army officer. He was up, in the border somewhere. The wife and the boy were staying in a house and a lot of servants. And the whole time, the boy was watching the TV. So he could repeat or tell all the advertisements, and you could tell all the serial names, and it was all in Tamil. He could tell so many things, but none of it was meaningful. Like we didn't know when he was hungry what to tell, or how to ask for something or something, because the servants or the caretaker also never bothered to take care of it appropriately. So they just left him to that. So when he came there, we had to start him from the very beginning. See, even though he was at 12 years, we were playing a game, and my target was to make him sit for 1 minute in the first month of the therapy. So that was the condition, because there was no, see what happens is, because of that environment, the servants never pointed out to his weaknesses. They would always appreciate, oh, he's very good, he is very smart. And the mother was all taking care of the land, and there were some jamindar and all those, like a lot of money and transactions, so many things the mother was taking care. So she hardly had any time to do. So it was all in the care of the servant. Whereas sometimes with the servants also, caretakers also, the children improve. Depends. That really depends on how they are. And the teachers these days are also more on the bookish. So like if it is more of the play, more of the interacting, I think they would learn. See, that is how the Montessori system started. That was somewhere in 1953, a long back, Montessori system, where the child is not made to learn anything, and it's just they do the activities and put back the activities. And those children who have done there are very good in maths and very good in spelling. So what I've noticed is, and the same thing happens with the children who do a lot of play, like manipulations, cunningness, cheating, all these things, like many of these vocabularies can happen in the play and the storybooks. You won't learn those things like one-to-one talking or interactions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Now this, this homophone and homograph. See again, see homophone is the same sound, and then homograph. Like it gives a very clear picture, and then you can give a lot of examples to them later in the chart I'm giving them, so that they can memorize this for and remember it for a long time. And again, the compound words, like two words joined together, like the star and the fish, like a lot of things like that. Sailboat. And I also have a picture for that, so that many of those things are not exposed. Yeah, this is a starfish. Yeah, this I can tell about myself. See, long back when I was very small, from school, they had taken us to Goa as a school trip. And when I went there, we were in the beach, and everyone was collecting shells and sand and walking around and the waves. So I had collected a lot of this starfish, not knowing that they were alive. I thought they were one kind of a shell, and they had packed quite a few in my kerchief and I put in my suitcase. And when I came back home, my mother said, "You and suitcase out," because I was smelling so bad. And my mother is a very orthodox and a traditional mother. With the fish smell, she threw me out, saying like, "You cannot come in, like, wash the whole thing, wash the suitcase also." So that exposure was not there. I was not knowing starfish is a fish. I thought it was one kind of a shell. So it can happen with anyone. Then again, we'll go to the flashcards. Flashcards is something which we use for the children to teach the words. Like first we show in the picture, here is the television, and then here is the, at the back is the picture and the front is the word. So this sight words is something like 230 sight words are there, as called a Dolch list, which we teach our children so that they learn to read fluently. See, only when I can read fluently, I can comprehend the reading pattern. Otherwise, I will not be able to understand what I read. If I'm reading very slowly, I won't be able to comprehend. So there are many a times the children, when I read, they understand. I have seen even a medical student where one of the friend reads and he comprehends so well and he does his exam so well. Whereas the one who was reading also wouldn't be able to comprehend. I mean, like each one's learning methods are different. So that's why I said sometimes you read and you write yourself and you remember it for a longer time. And you just read, you forget. So all this are each one's method of different ways of learning. So we have to identify ourselves which way is good for this child, and then that's the way we teach them. The learning happens nicely and for a lifetime. Whatever we learn, we remember for a longer time. Anyone has any question there?
Ma'am.
Yes. Tell me. Tell me. I'm not able to hear you.
Radha, unmute.
Yeah, unmute. Do you think we should teach children, when we teach them the letters, better by the phonetics, by the sounds of the letters?
Yes.
Teach them that first?
Yes. See, each school also has a different way of teaching. So we cannot tell them teach this way. Some schools teach it in a phonetically and they learn beautifully. Right. Whereas some schools don't teach it phonetically. And again, it also depends on how the teacher pronounces the words. Like, because I have my servant girl, her pronunciation is so different. So because the teachers in the class, and she's a Kannada medium, like so for her the pronunciation becomes so difficult and the pronunciation is very different. So that is one thing. But phonetically, if they learn, it's good. But what happens is they start with phonetically, like abakada, and later they switch it off. Halfway they leave it. So when they come to the longer words, then the whole thing is different and they break. That is one thing I've noticed with the children. Then they teach the other way, like the SAT, MAT, PIN, the other method, and they say they learn faster. See, any of the method, we continue the same thing for some time or until the child masters, the learning is better. We leave it halfway, then the child doesn't know how to go forward.
Right.
That's what I have experienced.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And when the child becomes, starts reading.
Ma'am, there is one more question. There is one more question. Rampriya.
Ma'am, I want to know, like, no, I'm working in a college. So I want to know, at college level, is there any methodology, a test to know, like we need to change the teaching methodology for a student? Like,
I'll come to that. I'll come to that maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
But today I'm mainly concentrating on a preschool and a early learning stage where this all can help the child to develop the language, develop the vocabulary, develop the communication skills. See, only when I have a vocabulary, I can communicate. And only when I can understand, I can communicate. Only when I know what is happening around, I can feel happy. Otherwise, see, like if I am left now, because of the COVID, now we are in the at home. So we say like everyone is going into the depression and everyone is feeling sad, everyone, because we don't have the habit of reading books, we don't have a habit of working. Our work styles are very different. Oh, I mean, entertainment is going to the mall or a movie or a thing. There are so many other way of entertainment which is not happening. So the people are going into all that. So this is way of finding ourselves in so many ways. See, even those, I don't know what you call that. We put 5 squares on the ground or 7 squares and play with the shells. We call it gattabar. I don't know what you call in Chauka.
We call it Dayakattam.
Those games are very good. Like, you know what is going to happen forward. How much number if I get, where, who will I buy? When will I come back? How will I? See, this is all forethinking, logical thinking, lateral thinking. All that happens there in the game, which is not happening because that kind of a games we don't play.
Yes.
How to go about go to the left or go to the right, directionality. I mean, so many things we learn in the game, like even a chess game for that matter is much more higher. Whereas this game, anyone can play, like a sheep and the lion or something, other game is there. Like all this, anywhere you can play this game. It's not that we need it to this. So for this, I can give one example. Like one day what happened, one of my friend who is running a school, so happened on the way, she lost the keys of the building where the school was run. So she didn't know what to do until we get somebody to open the doors and go inside. So what they did was, she said, this is a big compound, and we said we'll play for some time. And later, after some play and the snack, again there was some activity be done. So what she said was, just collect the trees, leaves, and they collected the leaves which had all fallen down. So when the leaves was brought in, they said they took a stick which was fallen from the ground, the tree only. Like, and then they said, why don't you all pin it? Like earlier they used to, for eating food and all, they used to put it with the pin like that. They said, you just string it and let me see how many can put one. So what they realized on that day was, the very dry leaf was becoming powder, they couldn't string it. The very wet one was going easily, but it was a little harder. Whereas, each leaf was different, and each time they string, they had a fun and they were laughing. They had so much fun doing that activity unknowingly, and they learned like what happens, and then that sound, and everyone wanted a dry leaf to crumble and make a sound, and this is what's happening. Or everyone wanted a thick leaf so that it goes in or not. Like, and a sharp thing and how to make it sharp. Like so many things were happening within that group. So it was fun learning way. And again, taking those leaves, they created what was that one? Ganesha thing they created, and they created a crow. Just the different leaves were put in a different arrangement. They made so many things on that. So that was one fun way of learning. Yeah, this is something where the children also have in the early stage, like they have the letters look something similar and they make a mistake. So here is a palm and here is the foot. Toes and the fingers, toes and the fingers is what we have tried to show them, so that they learn the word as well as the thing. So P and Q, so the left side or the right side. Yeah, that's the word foot. So this, and then they have a directional difficulty like left and right. Like many a times I've seen the auto or a taxi, we are giving the directions. We are showing to the right and then telling him go to the left, go to the left. So the directionality, many of us have that. So those kind of things. See, here is a whole lesson thing is taken, and we have lubricated in such a way so that the child learns it easily. See, this is one lesson words is converted into a game. The words are all from the lesson, and those learn, just give a color code, and so that it's much so that he can learn to play and learn the spelling or reading together.
It is taken from one lesson and you have listed down, is it so?
Yes, yes. This is just from one lesson. The hard words. Usually in the lesson, the top, they have a few words saying it's the first few letters, words. So these were the words which was hard for that child to learn. So only those words were taken and a game is created for that child so that he can learn it, read, and also the spelling can go ahead. This was some second standard child, I think. See, this is the cobbler. This story almost feeling like. So here the story, this lesson, whatever the lesson in the book was taken, and those pictures are given, and the child is supposed to write in this blank page. So what he has comprehended, like the story all must be known because in the fourth standard this lesson was there, where he gets a piece of leather and they are very poor and he finds it difficult to make a shoe. He leaves it on the table and go on the next day to work. Somebody has made a beautiful shoe and left it on the table. So then they find who is making, and then they leave some goodies for that fellows. And then they make so many paints and he becomes very rich and they live a big shop and like, these are all taken. I mean, time is spent on that chapter or thing and then created so that the child learns ultimately.
So is it taught on the group level or how was it done?
It's always in the group level only, sir. But sometimes some children need a little extra. So those times we give them 15 minutes or something. They are taken separately and given work with them. Because sometimes in the same class, all the children are not of the same level. Any classroom for that matter, all the children are not of the same level. So if the child is in a very low level, like, then some 15-20 minutes they are taken separately and given a opportunity to separately work separately to learn. Otherwise, it's always in the group. And the group, they also have more fun because they just laugh out the mistakes. It's not like the adults that we make a mistake and we feel very sorry or we feel very humiliated if somebody says something. It's not like that with them. They just laugh and they forget.
So you give a sheet to one group of kids?
Yes. No, this
how it is done? How it is done?
No, this suppose like this is the story. Like they have understood. So I give it to a child to write on this. This is a reusable. I can erase it. I mean, I can just wipe it with the soap and water.
Okay.
That is the teaching aid. Anything that is reusable is a teaching aid. Anything that is just used and one time and taken out is a teaching materials or teaching worksheets, things like that. So this is reusable. They can be used. Only if the lesson and the textbooks change, then this goes into the side or as a story to some group as such. But otherwise it goes. This is another story where the child goes to the grandfather's house, and so the child needed it, had some vision problem, so the pictures were made much bigger for the child. See, like they also have a vision problem, they have a hearing problem, so depending on that base, whatever is necessary related to that, we comprehend. So like sometimes for a reading as a special child, reading is difficult because of the font size is needed big. So sometimes we put a magnifying glass and then move on to the book so that he reads. So later what we did was on his desk, we put a magnifying sheet, a thicker one with a little top, like a 1 inch or thing, so that the sheet or the book can go underneath the magnifying sheet. So the child is able to read it. Yeah, it becomes a little expensive, but it was worth it because the child was not depending on somebody to read it. He could read and he could enjoy that reading. Yes. Yeah, when it comes to the maths, we say maths is always like words like big, small, up, down, long, short, this. And what we have noticed with the maths and the children is the addition, they are very good, subtraction, they are good, multiplication, they are by heart, and everything they do. But when it comes to the statement lessons, mostly third standard and above, statement sums, they are not able to do it properly, or they make a lot of mistakes. That is because they are not able to comprehend the statement sums, like where there is addition, then multiplication and subtraction, or multiplication and addition. You know, this many sheeps were there, and for this many weeks or something, like, you know, the statement sums, they always make mistake. That is because the language development is not happened, and they are not able to comprehend what they read, is what we feel. So we have a lot of different things for the to enhance their math skills. So a lot of this sheets, and these are all reusable thing is what I am using because they're all laminated. And here is the tables. You can see it's only up to 5, the table. So here what happens is only multiplication sign is given. I have a separate product, like 5 3s are and 3 5s are, both are same. And multiplication is nothing but addition. So these are the concepts they learn. Once they learn the concept, it's much easier for them to apply. In the same way, I put the product and then they have to give a multiplication sign. So here they can either give 4 5s or 5 4s. Like, I mean, either way, it's the same. It's not a different one. I'll show you this sheet also. See, there was one child who came and who was about 9th standard or 7th standard, I think, and had so much difficulty in writing a sentence. So my target words are only this many, was for some 16, 20 words are taken here, only this many, and we asked them to make a sentences with this. So, like, you know, grammatically correct. So later it became so many sentences that we were surprised that yes, this many sentences can happen when we work together. So, like, you know, making a story, building a story and all. Like here I can share one experience.
This is the way.
Sorry? Sorry, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear you. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
No, the page which you were showing, not seen clearly.
Okay. See, this is the target words of some 16 words were taken.
Okay.
Okay. And with this, the child had to do, some 7th standard child, she has to do sentences right with that many words. So, see, like, for example, I'll read it out, like, you know, it's like, I am going is home, Mike at big pool to the swimming. These are the words. See, like, I am swimming, Mike is swimming, I am going for swimming. Like, you know, that kind of a grammatically correct sentences, about 3, 4, 5, 6. Some 14 to 15 sentences formed with just some 14 words or 16 words.
Okay.
So this is the way we build up their story thing. So one day, one child I was working with said, we'll write a story. We said, okay, fine. He started a story. He said one day we were going in the car and the cows were coming in the road. In between the road, the cows were coming, so we had a difficulty. So we put the horn, we tell whatever do, the cow was not moving. So what we did was we got down and then chased the cow. We chased the cow, and when we came back, the cow was sitting in the car, so we went and sat on the road. That was the story he came up with. That was a brilliant story for his imagination, and he thought, see, the cow is sitting in the car, so he has to sit on the road. So either way, I sit here or sit there. Like, I mean, that was his story. Fine. I mean, we encourage them to think in a different way, and then make it understand, is it possible, and a thing later. But we encourage to come out with their ideas, whatever it is. Because sometimes when we say no, the whole learning goes off, like they hesitate to come out with the ideas. I still have time, right?
Yeah.
Anyone has any question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Jayarada.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, can you show me that mathematical chart that you showed, no, regarding the product? And
Okay, I'll show you.
Can you explain me that?
Can you see it?
Yes.
See here, it's only till 5 the tables are taken. Like 5 4s are, 4 5s are, 3 3s are, 3 9s are, 9 3s are. See, 3 9s are is 27, whereas 9 3s are is also 27. The child has to learn that way. So what I insist when we do this is, teach the child from 0 to 12. 0 to 12, because they later when they come, when the product you multiply something with 0, it's a 0, which they won't know. They'll always make a mistake there. And also learn till 12. So when you learn till 12, what happens is 12 till 12 the tables is thorough, like 2 12s are, 12 2s are, they have learned, 12 3s are, 12 so 12 4s are, everything is learned till 12. And here what I've done is this multiplication sign and the numbers are put, and we give a separate small cards. So that cards, they have to place it on this. They don't have to write anything. They just place on this. So they learn that 3 5s are or 5 3s are, 4 5s are or 5 4s are. Both are same product.
They will pick a card and put it, is it?
Yeah, just give a set of cards and they can put it. So they learn that the same numbers are for the same thing. When you reverse also, the same product is there. So in the same way, here is the product is given. Here they have to put the multiplication sign.
So for example, you have that 27 or 35. So what do you do?
Yeah, 27 is 9 3s are.
Okay.
And what was the other number?
25.
25, 5 5s are 25. See, like for the some numbers like 5 5s are, 4 4s are, 3 3s are, they are always same. I mean, those cards will be just one. They learn it that way. This, when I'm working with a 2 or 3 on a table, like maybe we put this way. Or if there are more children on the board, we write it off and the child can come and mention it. Like, see, the things are not that it has to be this way. It is flexible. That is why it's called low tech and cost effective. And if one of the sheet get lost also, I don't feel bad, nor I can create one easily and reuse it or modify it as per the need of the day. Sometimes the same teaching aid I use for a different child in a different way for different activities. Just one sec, I'll just on the light here. I don't know how the things are taught in Tamil Nadu, but here in Karnataka, we teach the children in a method called Nali Kali. Nali Kali method is play and learn. So in that method, the children are improving, and within the first standard child can read a newspaper without difficulty. He doesn't comprehend also, he can read the newspaper. I mean, the fluency of reading is done there. So in that methods, a lot of learning is happening, and there also they start with the object, and they don't start with I, E, E. They start with Ragas, so that way. I don't know if anyone knows Kannada, then they have a lot of things that way we are using for those children. I don't know in Tamil Nadu how it is taught. Tamil, I don't know what method the children are taught in the smaller class. So we also have flip books. These things you can create with the old calendar or anything. Just add on. See, some 4-letter words I can easily make in this. So I can make a word like play. This is in each of this thing I have A to Z. In this flip book I have 4 divisions of A to Z. So a 4-letter, any word I can make easily without writing. And again the same thing is also created with the sandpaper, so that the child who is learning tactile can also move the fingers and learn on that. Yeah, place value is also is taught in the same way. It's all different, like yeah, till 1,000, 10,000 they can learn in this flip book, so that is if I so it becomes 10,000. It's 2,000, 2020. I mean, whatever number we want, we can get on to that. So the place value is something which they get confused in the early stages. Anyone has any question?
Ma'am, are these teaching aids available or should we create them by ourselves?
See, there are many things available. There are many teaching aids available. So it depends, like if you can spend the money and buy, fine. But it's always, I feel teaching aid is something when you make with the help of the child, you have more fun and also cost effective. You learn it for a long time. Maybe it's little time consuming, no doubt, but it's much more helpful. Yeah, many things are available now. In fact, here there is a school called Achievers in Baswangudi, Bangalore. There's one school, and they had one mela recently, about 6 months back, last December. I happened to go there. What they had made was they had asked the children from first standard or first standard to children of the 10th standard had made their own teaching aids, different teaching aids, and they had placed it. So when we enter the Mela itself, they would give us a few cards. So we can play any of those games with a time limit. If we win the game, they would give us a card which we could encash for a crayon, pencil, pen, exercise books, and some of the stationeries that came. The fun was every child was involved, and there were thousands of tables, and each child was calling to do this. So there the fun was some activity as per that child's level. Some was a small memory game, some had a total numbering, total of so much. Then some had a hodgepodge, some had something else. Like, variety of games was there. Like it was the whole day we could spend there because it was so fun. And the children also had a lot of fun entering, and I mean it's a normal school doing CBSE syllabus, and they were enjoying that Mela. So every year they said every year they have. I just happened to go only last year, and that was it. Anything else to ask anyone?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
This is my personal experience, and I just want to know whether what I followed is right also through this forum.
Tell me.
The first challenge to any parent or a maths teacher is making the student or the child to learn the tables. So when my child was growing, was in a challenge to learn the tables, I told her to just to say the even numbers alone first, starting from 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is the 2 table. And when she comes to 3 tables, she has to skip 3 numbers starting from 3. So that is how I just used to tell her that say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, just to keep telling that fast.
See,
So that comes as a 2 table. And when you
yes.
say like
yeah, that is very right. See, like in the school itself, they make the child write 2 counts, 3 counts, 5 counts. Like, they make them write 5, 10, 15, 20. We do make, see, when sometimes with the special children, what we do is we have a collection of pebbles or shells and give them a group of 5, 5, 5, make them 5, 5, 5 or 3, 3, 3. And so when you add 2, so 2 groups are 6. 3 groups joined together is 9. So 3 3s are 9. When you join 4 groups, 3 4s are. So that way they learn. So counting 2 counts, 4 counts, 5 counts is good. So why even any of the party you go, they have a circle of people and do the 7 counts, which many of us fail after a few rounds because you have to tell immediately. So the initial rounds are easy, 7, 14, 21 and 28, you go like that. But later as the number grows bigger and bigger and you have to be fast, you lose the game. That is one of the game in most of the parties you play. So that is one way of learning. See, ultimate aim is the child has to learn. And the concept of it's nothing but addition, and division is subtraction. That is the whole concept the child has to learn.
But what difficulty I had later is on the spot when I asked her what is 2 into 4, she could not answer. She would start again from 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Like she could not say like that. No, she'll make her fingers. Leave the fingers and say 2, 4, 6, and where is the 4th number comes and what is that digit. That is how it went on.
Yes, see that is gradually wean away. Even I today sometimes use a finger to count. That's nothing wrong in that. But see, in the class, if it has to be very fast, it has to be happen. Wean away the thing gradually. So it's only repetition makes your memory, and you immediately will be able to tell. See, like some of them can just look at the numbers and they say total is this much. Whereas I need a little more time to count this will become this. So it's each of the thing. So when the child is using a finger or taking a little time is okay. As long as he's doing it right, give him a chance to do it. Or have more games where you can just create yourself. Like see, this is an addition. So where here the constant digit is 8 plus, and you can have a multiplication sign, or you can. So this is one of the bought ones. It's not a made one. So here at the back, I have an answer. Even though I don't know, the answer is 17, 8 and 7. 9 plus 8 is 7. So here is 11. So that's how the child has to, repetition. See, like now you are able to count very fast, which you are not able to do as a child. So same thing, the child takes a little time, and each of us have a different way of learning and takes a little longer time or faster time. So give that time to the child to come out and appreciate than putting them down and saying, no, you're taking too long a time. Some message was there, I don't know.
Okay, then there is nothing wrong in changing the methodology from the traditional means, right?
Nothing wrong as long as the child learns it.
Okay, ma'am.
Should I give an assignment for you all to do something for tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you all can decide what you all want to do, sir.
No, ma'am, you can give, because in the registration I have mentioned, there will be some homework. So
Okay.
people were asking for homework. They were very curious, what is the homework for today itself? So I said, it will be given this evening, because they wanted to come with the homework,
That's nice. That's very good students we have around. See, like I would say, maybe you all can find a picture reading, some kind of a picture which is readily available where you have some interesting thing like, or you can come out with an idea of your child's lesson if any parents are there, or the small children of your siblings, or your younger sister, brother, or anyone. You can come up with an idea if that is okay. For a primary school children.
Okay, you can specify it, ma'am, so that they, if you give open thing, that will not happen. You can give us very specific thing, like for.
Can you all collect a picture for a reading, scanning, anything? A picture, any picture you can collect from a magazine, you can collect from a newspaper, you can collect from anywhere, like, and tell how you want to use it. Okay. And a visual aid.
Okay.
Anything, a visual aid where our vision is used to highlight it. Suppose, okay, for example, I say, see, newspaper is a wonderful teaching aid. I can identify a lot of, if the child is very small, I can say, where is the Y in this, or where is the A in this, or where is the particular words of starting with WH, or where are the words starting with SH or something, where I find a lot of those words in that particular sheet and ask them to do that. So it's like, it's a vision, how fast that vision memory and how fast they can trace it is what, locating the things. So like that, any picture reading, any picture thing anyone can do, it doesn't take much time, because time concept and they have so many other things. So I think that's easy, or even a colorful picture where you want to identify what and what you want to talk about. That's okay. I mean, it's okay with everyone?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, that's
yeah, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. See, the thing is, when we see something, we remember it, only 10% of it is remembered. And when we hear it, we remember it for 20% of it goes into us when we hear something. But 30% of it goes when we see it. When we read, only 10%. When we hear, 20%. When we see, 30%. 50% when we see and hear. We look at it and also hear it. Auditory and visual is 50%. 70% is something when we say and talk about it. 90% when you teach somebody about it, you learn 90% of what you're telling. So there is never an 100% output from anyone for anything. Even though I read and I comprehend, only 90% or 75 to 90% is what we output. So this is how the learning of anyone goes. This is the research, it's not by me. Research done by one man called Corbin. He says this, 10% when we read, 20% we hear, 30% when we see, 50% what we hear and see, 70% when we say, 90% we say and do, or an activity. So I think with that we end this today's class.